All right, y'all. Today we're going to be breaking down what is schizophrenia, right? By Wikipedia. Schizophrenia is a mental disorder characterized by continuous or relapsing episodes of psychosis. Major symptoms include hallucinations, typically hearing voices. So if I hear the voice of the Most High, right, speaking to me, now all of a sudden I'm crazy, right? Delusions, paranoia, disorganized thinking, right? The fact of people thinking out of whack because they are coming from descendants of generational curses and slavery being put upon them, right? Where there was no structure does not mean that they have schizophrenia, my nigga. Right, let's continue. Other symptoms include social withdrawal, decreased emotional expression, apathy. Symptoms typically come on gradually, beginning young adulthood, in many cases never resolve. There is no objective diagnostic test that the diagnosis is used to describe observed behavior that may stem from numerous different causes. Let's continue reading this crap because I got some stuff to say after this that will explain, oh, this is what these people get off marking people with this, marking people with that, right? So they could continue grabbing a check and making money off of people and doing this, that, and the third. Right, but let's continue reading. Besides observed behavior, doctors will also take a history that includes the person's reported experiences and reports of others familiar with the person when making a diagnosis. To diagnose someone with schizophrenia, doctors are supposed to confirm that symptoms are functional impairment are present for 6 months or 1 month. Many people with schizophrenia have other mental disorders, especially substance use disorders, depressive disorders, anxiety disorders, and obsessive compulsive disorders. Right here is a cloth embroidered by a person diagnosed with schizophrenia. Right, I'm reading this, right, and I see come over to watch something, right? I instantly see that. I see Christ. I love. Wait. I want you. I would think. Sutton. Thank you. You welcome. This, that, and the third. Okay. I don't necessarily particularly agree with people writing stuff all over, doing this, that, and the third. Right. And I'm not gonna judge that person. Right? You want to say they have this or that? I don't know the person. I don't know the situation. I don't know the experience. I don't know why they're doing all this, that, and the third. It sounds like they need deliverance from demonic entities, right? Spirits, right? Let me keep going. The symptoms: hallucinations, usually hearing voices, delusions, paranoia, confused thinking. Right? They don't want you to know that this temple is spiritual. Let's start off right there. Right? Whenever they used to sell alcohol, they used to call it wine spirits. Right? Because whenever you allow certain potions and stuff into your body, it's potions, it's spells, it's drugs. Right? It gives you different experiences. Whenever you are not sober-minded, as the Bible says, and that you have alcohol or drugs, weed, crack, pills, whatever into your body, your soul becomes captivated by demons, right? They don't tell you that, right? They don't tell you stuff like that, right? They just mark it off as, oh, they have this, oh, they have that disorder, oh, this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? These people, the godfathers of psychiatry, they looked at a black child's brain and they looked at a white child's brain, a slave's brain at the time and a free man's brain at the time. Of course it's wired different, my nigga. You literally say that the godfather of psychiatry literally calls people with black skin akin to leprosy, right? And they called it nigritude, right? But when we look at the Bible, what it says that Moses put his hand in his bosom, his chest, and it came out leprous as snow. So the true meaning of leprosy, according to the biblical preference is white, my nigga, right? But let's go back. because I don't want to just get there yet, nigga. We on one topic right now, right? They called slaves that wanted to run away. They said they had a disease. They said they had a disease. Slaves, people that were slaved and were given curses by the Most High to go into slavery. They said that they were crazy and they had a mental disorder, a disease. They called it drapetomania. My nigga, look it up. Right? These are the people that are behind medicine. These are the people that are behind today's psychology and psychiatry, stuff like this. This is the roots of it, my nigga. Right? First, you have to understand your oppressor and your enemy. This is not talking no woke stuff, no brother man in jail, right? And they made him seem off, but he had a lot of game too. He had a lot of knowledge too, right? This is real life. This is real life. These people that know how to do surgery on people, they experimented on slaves alive. They experimented on women that were pregnant. Slaves. They cut them open. Right? They don't tell you stuff like that. This is the root of it, my nigga. The same symbol they have with the little lines going around the pole, are snakes going around the pole and wings. Right? They have the same thing going around a Baphomet, which is demonic and wicked and satanic. Let's get to the root of it, nigga. Let's get to the root of it. My dad told me when I was young, even though he did what he did and said what he said, he kicked a lot of game with the problems that he had, the actual problems he had mentally, from being raised in the projects, from seeing what he saw, from going through what he went through, from the generational curses and all this other stuff. Let's get straight to it. He told me, right, these people make money off of people being sick. They don't make money off of people being healthy. There's $1 billion industry in cough syrup and cough drops. Why would we ever administer a cure for this? There's a cure for AIDS, a cure for cancer, a cure for all this stuff. But why would we administer it to people when we make millions? The same goes for pills and all this other stuff. People are not taught biblical principles. People are not shown the Most High. People are not following what this Bible says to follow. We have gone and strayed away from the Most High, and all these things are happening to people, and you're wondering, why are these people labeled with all these mental disorders and dysfunctions when really they just went through some trauma, or they went through an event in their life and nothing's really wrong with them? They just need counseling, or maybe they need justice for what happened to them, or maybe they're seeking justice for what happened to them, and they talking to people and people just writing them off, calling them crazy. Maybe they need help and they need people not to rip them off and take money from them and leave them with a disease like the woman that was bleeding and shedding for 12 years and then the Most High Son healed her. Right? Maybe instead of us having doctors and lawyers and all these people scamming people and taking money from people, ripping the money out of people, we need actual physicians from the Most High. Let me not get too spiritual, because then they're going to start calling me crazy because I believe in the Most High. I believe in the Bible, right? But these people, they're like they're the scum of the earth. They're the people that are the originators of the OnlyFans, right? They make subscription-based medicine, right? Subscription-based plans. Continue taking this medicine to continue staying healthy. And the medicine doesn't actually help you or make you healthy. Right? It gives you adverse reactions. You go through commercials and it talks about you may have this, you may experience this, you may do this, that, and the third, and the eighth. This medicine doesn't cure you. It gives you adverse reactions. Right? And for that medicine, you got to take this medicine. And for this medicine, you got to take that medicine, all while feeding their pockets. These people are the scum of the earth. These people are wicked, demonic, satanic. They're in secret cults and societies and fraternities and sororities, right? Let's see the causes of schizophrenia, environmental and genetic factors. Interesting. So my environment, my realm, my area in which I'm encamped around has a role on what I experience. What I see and what I'm a part of is what plays a part on who I become. Well, if I hang around 6 millionaires, I might become the seventh, right? If I hang around a group of people that don't know how to swim and I jump in the water with them, I'm probably going to drown. If I'm brought up in an environment where I've been, my grandmother, my mom, my father have been slaves, and their descendants have been, their ancestors have been slaves, what am I probably going to be? What is my mindset unless somebody tells me different? Are you starting to get the picture, or do I need to continue giving you more examples, my nigga? Genetic factors, right? It's a whole thing to generational curses, right? Generational patterns, right? The patterns that your ancestors and the people that came before you have, you're typically gonna cultivate and continue with that unless you break the habit. So if you're used to having let's say a slave mentality, a poor mindset, or you're in a ghettoed area, you're gonna probably be in a ghettoed area. These people already have it mapped out how much some people are gonna make in their lifetime, or estimate how much people are gonna make in their lifetime based off of their demographic, right? So this is how they could get off saying genetic factors and environmental factors are the reason why people have schizophrenia. It's all a game. It goes back to the drapetomania and the nigritude, and these people knowing the anatomy of the body and all the things of the body by cutting open slaves. And you got to get to the root of all this crap before you can understand the full picture. You got to get to the root of, okay, this pole here, right? There's a pole here with snakes going up and around it. Okay, I look at the medical field industry, there's the same thing, but with wings. What is the root of all this? Where does this stuff come from? If it's on the Baphomet and it's in the medical field industry, who do they serve? What do they do? What do they believe in? What are their roots? What does the word pharmacy root from? Pharmakia. What does pharmakia root from? They were doing spells and making potions and doing this and that and the third, and it would give people adverse reactions, and it would cause people to do certain things and act certain ways because their soul became captivated by spirits, demons. Right? My neck was in a crook for 4+ hours after they gave me shots in medicine. I was twitching and my neck was in a crook while I was praying. My soul was captivated by demons, my nigga. Let's get to the deeper root of this. If you put them on that medicine, I'm sure they'll do the same thing. But, they don't need the medicine because they're not schizophrenic. But apparently I'm schizophrenic because I come from slaves. I come from aboriginals. I come from people that were here on this land, descendants of the seed of Jacob. And you come over here, you're European, Caucasian, Anglo-Saxon, whatever you want to call yourselves, you Gentiles, and you enslave people and kill people and do the massacre after you've done the Jewish diaspora, the Jew diaspora, and all this other stuff, and you afflict the people that's cursed. And you follow the curses of Deuteronomy 28, of Leviticus. Right? You inflict this stuff upon people. And then you take control of the history books. You rewrite history. You administer your own theology and your own curriculum of what things are and what things aren't. Right? Let's get to the root of it. Let me keep going. What are the risk factors? Family history cannabis use in adolescence, problems during pregnancy, childhood adversity, birth in late winter or early spring, older father, being born or raised in a city. Okay, so let's get to the root of this. My history from my family. Okay, what is that? Generational curses. Drug use in adolescence. If you're using drugs, you're captivated by spirits, you're controlled by spirits. You're gonna follow the actions of what you're influenced by, what that spirit and that drugs tell you to do and tell you to act slow, sluggish, right? And there's good weed and there's bad weed. Also, they don't tell you that. There's that medicated weed, there's that high THC weed, and then there's other weed that's good for you. Or I ain't gonna say necessarily good for you, but there's plants on this earth that are beneficial for you, herbs on this earth that are beneficial for you, right? But that medicated stuff ain't good for you. I'm gonna just let that be known. I don't smoke. I don't do drugs. I don't pop pills. I don't drink lean. I don't drink alcohol. The only time I've ever drunken lean is when my dad gave me some whenever I had a bad cold, right? The only drug I've ever done really was an inhaler, and I stopped taking an inhaler at an early age. I've only drunken alcohol on a number of times, on a handful of times, and every time I drunk it, I drunk a little bit, or I barely got tipsy, and I've never been behind the wheel. I am very educated, intellectual. I'm not sophisticated, but I'm not dumb. I'm not, a duck on the marsh, or a duck on the water waiting to get shot by these people. I know that you owe us reparations for what you've done to our people. I know that you killed off leaders like Martin Luther King, that you put a pillow over his head during surgery. I know that you shot Malcolm X. I know that you had people around Malcolm X whenever he started telling truth. I know these things. You can't hide it from me. I know what you did with the Tuskegee experiment. I know what you did. I know what you did. I know what you did with those polio shots, those 98 million shots. I know what you're doing right now. Right? I know what you did to Black Wall Street, to the Harlem Renaissance. I know what you did to certain people's groups and areas of land where black people inhabited it, and y'all shot people up and murdered people and killed people and set things on fire. Then y'all put water in those areas. I know what you did. It's in your history. This is what you do. You bomb places like Hiroshima. You got enemies around you don't know about that are going to deal with you. You think you're good with people, but there's people rising up against you right now. You are a very wicked place. You're like Babylon. And you think it's sweet. You could call me crazy. You could write me off. You could say, oh, he don't know what he's talking about. Nigga, just because I done went through some stuff don't mean that I'm off. You wanna beat around the bush and label this schizophrenia. Nigga ain't talking to himself in circles and stuff like that. And nigga may have been through some stuff, but a nigga ain't off. That's one thing for sure. And two things for certain. Just because I hear and the Most High talks to me doesn't mean that I'm off. Right? There's plenty of people in the Bible that the Most High done talked to that don't make them off. Now, I say there's a shaking going on, and there's going to be earthquakes and famines and stuff like that, and pestilences going on as prophesied, as me operating in the gift of prophecy. And I'm saying that the rise of Bitcoin is coming. And I'm saying nations are going to rise up, a beast's going to come out the sea. I'm saying that there's going to be evil on the earth. And a beastly figure or evil wreaking havoc on this earth, and the Most High Son is going to come back for his people, and then there's going to be a lion roaring. There's going to be judgment. I'm saying I had a dream. I'm saying I had a vision. That don't make me crazy, my nigga. You put me on medicine and having my soul captivated by demons. You put me on medicine having me seeing this, that, and the third, having hallucinations. That may throw me off. That may have my brain foggy, my vision foggy, me slurring at the mouth, right? But that don't mean that I'm crazy just because you're evil, you're wicked. This is what you do to people. This is what you've been doing to people. This is what your ancestors do to people. This is what y'all practice. Pharmakia. It talks about it in Revelation, how the nations were deceived by their pharmakia, how they were deceived by their wickedness and their sin and their evil that they're doing, the potions and the stuff like that, right? People are asleep, but I'm not, right? Basically, if you're born somewhere, you can have schizophrenia. If you're born at a certain time based off of the stuff that they believe in the horoscopes and they astrology and this fallen angel, demonic, Anunnaki, UFO type of belief. They know stuff about, I didn't want to say the UFO stuff right then and there, but they know stuff about UFOs. They got to release this stuff. That's why in the Super Bowl commercial, they have a snake biting a person with Tracy Morgan in it. I don't know if it was an insurance commercial or whatever, and an NFL player was in it too, but they have a snake biting a person in the commercial, and they also have UFOs in the sky talking about we come in peace, and they start bombing the place. But in Thessalonians it says when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction come upon them, and there shall be no escape. All right, but I'm crazy. You people have been hiding and knowing about UFOs and demons and all this other stuff. You go look at the hieroglyphics. There's airplanes, helicopters and UFOs on the hieroglyphics and ships. But I'm off. I'm crazy. You people hide this knowledge. You people hide this knowledge from people, but I'm crazy. Oh, I start talking about this stuff. I'm a conspiracy theorist. But it's all facts, my nigga. Everything I'm saying is facts. Y'all sex scandaling, y'all sex trafficking, human trafficking, drinking child's blood, doing human sacrifices, adrenochrome drinking in the movie and entertainment industry, the satanic worshiping y'all be doing, these chants and rituals y'all be doing, these gatherings y'all be doing. But I'm off. I'm crazy, right? They did the same thing to Cat Williams. He started exposing stuff about the government and the Illuminati. Oh, all of a sudden, he's off. He's crazy. Let's throw him in a psych ward. Let's give him Seroquel. Right? They gave me Seroquel. They tried to end me. They tried to 5150 me. But I'm still here. Right? Right? Childhood adversity. Just because you go through something as a child, now you're schizophrenic. Who hasn't gone through bullying as a child? Who hasn't gone through stuff as a child? But you're schizophrenic if you have gone through something as a child based on their definition. Right. Differential diagnosis, substance use disorder. I don't do substances. Huntington disease, I don't know what that means, but that doesn't mean anything. Mood disorders, bipolar disorder. I'm not bipolar. I don't have two different personalities. And really, if you're bipolar, you really just you're fighting with your soul and another person's soul are demons and spirits inside of you, and you need deliverance, right? I don't have autism, but the way most people have autism is through this birthing that they're doing, right? They have injections that they put in the people. They have certain stuff that they administer to the mothers that that's causing high autism rates, especially in the Black community, right? But we don't talk about that. They attack the seed of Jacob. They attack us. They try to kill us. They've been trying to kill us for so long, but apparently I'm off. These people have a track record and a history of trying to kill us at every turning point. Trying to give us syphilis, trying to, the radiation that they've put on us, the Tuskegee experiments, the slavery they've done. They've hung us, lynched us. They've thrown our children to alligators. They've buck braked us. They've done so much. They owe us reparations beyond number. And I'm crazy, apparently. Nigga, I'm not crazy. These people are sick. And if you're going to get mad at me and call me psychotic or off for telling the truth, then screw you. Let the Most High judge you for your evil and your wickedness if you don't repent after hearing this. Right? About 0.3 to 0.7% of people are diagnosed with schizophrenia during their lifetime. In 2017, there were an estimated 1.1 million new cases. Ain't that crazy? How out the blue 1.1 million new people done got schizophrenia, my nigga. And in 2019, a total of 20 million cases globally. Wow. Wow. 20 million people have schizophrenia based off of y'all definitions and based off of y'all analysis. Well, nigga, I'm not one of them. I'm gonna let that be known. All them niggas could get diagnosed by you and they could say whatever and shut up and play normal to society, but I'm not gonna play normal. My dad always told me normal is doing what's accepted by society. Whenever you go out the lines and the confines of what's normal in society, you're called abnormal. You're not called normal. You're peculiar. And the Most High in the Bible talks about how you're a peculiar people, a royal priesthood set apart above all nations, nigga. That's what I am. I'm royalty. And you're not going to play me. You're not going to marginalize me. I'm unconventional, right? Highly unconventional. I'm not I'm not something you could play with, basically. Don't play me. Don't try to play me. Right? Males that are more often affected and on average have an earlier onset. Although some large reviews have not found gender differences in the prevalence of the disorder, the likely causes of schizophrenia include genetic and environmental factors. Well, what do you know? If your parents are dealing with drug use and alcohol use, it would be crazy to think that you wouldn't pick up on the same habits. You are who you hang around, right? And environmental factors. So if you are in a poverty-stricken environment, if you are systematically oppressed, if you are systematically been profiled and redlined by these people not able to buy houses in a certain area because of your color, if you've been dealing with racism and prejudice, if you've been screwed by this place in the land of your enemies and oppressors, you could potentially have schizophrenia. Whoa. Genetic factors, or you could be psychotic, or you could show cases of mania and depression. Right? We just gonna call you crazy. We're gonna call you off. We're gonna put you on medication and we're gonna have you paying money to us every month because we done did some screwed up stuff. And we don't want to ever have to pay money out of pocket for it. We're going to find ways to beat around the bush. We're going to delete YouTube videos. We're going to, continue paying the media by way of pharmaceutical companies because we own everything. We own the entertainment industry. We own the media industry. We own all the industries. There's no way around us. We own all this stuff that the world is given into the hands of the wicked, as the Bible has said, right? So anything you try to do, we're already in it. You're in the judicial system, right? So whenever a kid gets shot in the back of the head, a black kid by a policeman that's white, that's Edomite or Japheth or whatever you want to call them, right? We're going to maybe give them a slap on the wrist, suspend them, then put them back in the line of work. Or we're going to overturn the case. Or, there's cases and evidences of so much injustice. And we're going to use this to rile them up. And now we're going to call them animals. And now we're going to call them monkeys. And we're going to call them this, that, and the third, right? Whenever there's a shooting, if it's a white person, we're going to say a male with a troubled history. But if it's a black man, we're going to say the criminal, the suspect, the felon, the everything in the book, the colorism y'all use, the colorology y'all use. From preschool all the way up to high school, how y'all take away colors and y'all take away naps and y'all take away the spiritual side of things. Y'all take away the life out of things and y'all make things more death like. You could go to work and you just feel drained because of the colors in your facility, but as soon as you leave out, you get energy again. Right? It's because you're in a certain portal. You're in a certain environment, as y'all like to say, right? It's portals. It's different stuff, and they masquerade it behind these certain words, right? The Bible states these different nations, and y'all white people and y'all other nations, Gentiles, done gathered together. Y'all ancestors, y'all grandpappies, then gathered together and redefined who's who and gave people different names. Y'all done gave us bywords. 30 to 50 years ago, we're getting called African Americans, but before that we were called black, and before that we were called Negroes, right? Y'all were called Caucasians at one point. Now y'all call white males. Right. So what were y'all before that? Y'all, it already talks about in the Bible how we were going to get called bywords. But what about y'all? What are y'all really? Japheth, Khazars, Caucasians, Edomites, Ammonites, Moabites, Chinese people, Japanese people. Right, and I'm not bashing nations because there's a remnant of all the nations who the Most High calls that are going to be saved. But I'm saying for those that are evil and wicked, I'm exposing the truth right now. Most of y'all not even gonna want to hear it, but hey, it is what it is. People don't like the truth, and that's a problem. It only sounds like hate when it's truth. When you don't like truth, that's when it's hate. Right, y'all pushing these agendas upon people. Y'all, twisting what's natural and what's if y'all want to go scientific terms, the biological order, the anatomy, and the chemistry, and all these other things that are natural. A male and a woman can only reproduce, but now y'all want to legalize gay marriage. Y'all want to legalize all this other stuff. I'm going all over the place right now. It's sick. It's twisted. It's sadistic. It's a mental disorder. It's demons in your body and soul, and spirits in your body and soul to lust, to do that which is unpleasing, which is vile. There's no reproduction. There's no fruitfulness in two men or two women. It's not possible for reproduction. Call me whatever you want, but that's really sick. And y'all perverted white people bringing that upon people, forcing it behind media, you know what I'm saying, doing all this stuff that y'all do, this MK Ultra and all this other stuff, this programming that y'all do within TV shows and within animated shows, right? Y'all putting it in Disney with this out stuff and all this other stuff y'all doing. There's so much that I could talk about. But let me keep going. Right. Where was I? Males more often affected and on average have an earlier onset, although some large reviews have not found gender differences in the prevalence of the disorder. The likely causes of schizophrenia include genetic and environmental factors. Genetic factors include a variety of common and rare genetic variants. Possible environmental factors include being raised in the city, which I wasn't raised in the city. Cannabis use during adolescence. I didn't have cannabis use during adolescence. Infections. I don't have any infections. The ages of a person's mother or father. Really, nigga? Just because someone is older. How loop-de-doop off are you for you to say, well, this person's that age, so now that person has schizophrenia. Really, nigga? And poor nutrition during pregnancy. You're right. Poor nutrition during pregnancy, not eating the right vitamins, not taking the right supplements, being administered shots and being administered all this goofy stuff that y'all put into people and that y'all put during the pregnancy right before the pregnancy taking place with these C-sections and all this medicine and morphine and all this other crap that y'all put into the body that y'all try to mess up people's spirits and souls with. Y'all literally have caused so many people to have autism and all different types of disorders. It's not funny, and y'all know it's true. I'm not finna go back and forth and debate, well, how this, well, how that. some of y'all gonna burn in hell anyway, so I don't care. Right? I'm not talking about the righteous, I'm not talking about the remnant, but I'm talking about these evil, wicked doers, right? That will hear this and that will laugh at it and say, well, no, this, no, that. Or they might even be like, well, yeah, you're right, but there's nothing you're gonna do about it. Right? I'm about to sneeze. Whenever I sneeze, I sneeze. But the Most High is gonna get judgment. He's gonna bring judgment for y'all's part in the land. Y'all lying about geographical conditions. Y'all lying about the map on the maps. Y'all lying with these CGI images. Talking about the earth is round and it's a sphere. How is a sphere that y'all say is moving at this million miles per hour and spinning, holding all these people on this flat earth? Yes, I'm a flat earther. The earth has a firmament. Y'all trying to go into outer space, y'all can't. Y'all done tried to crack the dome many of times. Right? Y'all, I'm not stupid. I know this stuff. While other people look at these CGI images and these globes that y'all make and be like, oh, the earth is round. Nigga, you go onto the water, the earth is the water is literally flat. Now it may do some waves, but it's flat. There's a firmament. The earth is built on pillars. There's waters. Explain how, and don't just say condensation, evaporation, all that other stuff. There's waters coming from the sky. You could say the sun sucking up all this water and bringing it to the sky and all that. There's dew on the ground every morning. Y'all try to remove the Most High out of everything. Y'all try to replace it with science, and y'all try to do this, that, and the third. But y'all evildoers and y'all grandpappies gonna pay. I tell you what, y'all gonna pay. Y'all gonna pay, and y'all gonna pay some more. Oh, those that lead into captivity shall be brought into captivity. Those that kill by the sword shall be killed by the sword. This is the patience of the saints. Revelation 13 and 10. Isaiah 14, 1 and 2. Amos chapter 9. Ezekiel. The book of Job and the book of Amos. The book of Obadiah, how it talks about Edom. Right? Psalms 149, verses 6 through 9. Y'all time is coming. And some of y'all gonna get brought to Sheol, and some of y'all going to the lake of fire. That's the truth. That's the cold hard truth. That's the cold hard truth. Y'all lie about the color of the Messiah. You in the Maccabees, was it 3:48? It's Maccabees for sure. And laid open the book where the heathen sought to paint the images in his likeness. We already know there's not supposed to be graven images. We already know there's not supposed to be idols and stuff like that. But y'all got you Roman Catholic devils, you Council of Nicaea, Council of Nicene devils. You've taken out the Apocrypha, the books, the book of Enoch, and the 14 the books. You evil people. You evil people. And you want to say they're not inspired, but they were written. You some wicked people. And y'all the main ones having images and fish heads on top of y'all head, the Dagons, right? Y'all having these little child lover symbols on y'all little robes and stuff, right? Y'all the ones having sculptures and idols, and y'all having a white Jesus up. And y'all changed the name of the prophets and change the name of the Messiah. Oh, you think I'm not going to expose this stuff, but I am. Right? Y'all are some evil, wicked people. Some evil, wicked people. Right? How could you, when the Bible says in Revelation 1, 14 through 15? Revelation chapter 1, it talks about how his hair is white like wool. It's white and it's like wool, right? How his skin is like burnished bronze, Do you know what the color of burned bronze looked like? It's a black person. The hair is black. His eyes as a flame of fire. I've seen him in a vision. And no, I'm not crazy because I done seen him in a vision hanging. Right? And his hair, his beard was white. And his hair was woolly and white. But it was dirty from how y'all evil grandpapas treated him. Right? And his eyes were fire. His whole eyes was red. It was like a light red and fire. He grinned at me. He looked at me and grinned at me, then put his head back down. I know y'all got some stuff coming. Y'all got some stuff coming, boy. And all will see him. Even those that pierced him, and the nations will wail of him because of him. Y'all got some stuff, boy. Woo! I can't wait. Yes, I believe in the Most High, the creator of the heavens and the earth. And I'm not ashamed of it. If y'all want to kill me like y'all doing overseas, beheading people, it's already talked about how they will be beheaded. You go ahead and do whatever you need to do. And y'all already got this stuff rolling out with this cryptocurrency and these chips and these implants and these marks and these quantum dot tattoos and all this other stuff y'all got going on. A nigga not ignorant or foolish to this. Just know I don't like you, and I'm not as scared to say I don't like you, right? About half of those diagnosed with schizophrenia will have a significant improvement over the long term with no further relapses. And a small portion of those will recover completely. The other half will have lifelong impairment. In some cases, people may be repeatedly admitted to hospitals. The only reason I went back to the hospital was because I called the people. I said, I need help. Right? They picked me up in an ambulance from on side the road after I called. And I got in there and I said, nothing's wrong with me. I need a lawyer. I've called already at different places. They didn't pick up. I need a lawyer for the malpractice done to me. And they said, you're not getting a lawyer. And then they tried to say, you have to stay here. I said, I want to leave. If I can't get no help, I want to leave. You're supposed, if I'm a patient, adhere to my problems. Wherever I go, I've said it in different places. I want a lawyer. I want this. My rights have gone against me. This, that, and the third. If I'm a person saying that, the people taking care of me should adhere to that. Should be a lawyer present ASAP. Right? That's not what happened. Right? At either places. And then I was saying they was trying to get me to take a test with something going up my nose, but I told them, hey, you're not doing that to me because I know many years ago they did that to people and stuck stuff up their nose and it caused them to have diseases and sicknesses, right? And I said, give me an anal swab. And she was like, no, we don't do that here. And we just kept going back and forth, back and forth. And I was being calm. And she was saying, oh, you're being hostile, this, that, and the third. You're going to have to get shot up. And luckily, my mom was there because otherwise I would have got shot up. I said, no, I'm not getting shot up. I am a patient. You're supposed to be taking care of me. You're not doing that. Then they sent me off to a place. And that's where I got given shots over there. I was twitching over there, shaking over there. And I also was given medicine that I didn't want. I didn't want the shots at either places. I didn't want the medicine at either places. And you want to sit up here and call me crazy because I'm a descendant of a slave? And y'all done already gave slaves diseases for running away? Right? You want to sit up here and say I'm not deserving of reparations? And my people are indigenous aboriginals? You come from us. We don't come from you. You don't have the ability to make black people. We have the ability to make white people, albino people. We can have two different nations in our womb. You, on the other hand, not so much. Your race is dying off. It already talks about how Edom will be as stubble. It will be desolate. right? It already talks about it in the Bible. It's already foretold. But you know this to be facts by your science, right? I'm not shedding hate. It's only a remnant of every nation that's going to be saved. A small group. Right? Though Israel be as the sand of the sea, the stars of the sky, only a remnant's going to be saved. Right? You dig me? We black people were all over the earth. Y'all know that the first black woman was the first woman was black. Y'all say this in y'all science. Y'all quote unquote science, but a woman came from man. This is already talked about in the Bible. And his real name's not Adam, it's Adamah, which means from dirt, from soil, from earth. And we know that the soil and the dirt and the earth is black, brown. Nigga, we can do this all day. Y'all can run around, beat around the bush all day. I know that my people are Israelites, that the black people are Israelites. Not all of them, right? Some are Hamites and other nations, but that's not the point. Nigga, I know the truth. And I'm going to keep exposing y'all. Right? In some cases, people may be repeatedly admitted to hospitals. Social problems such as long-term unemployment. If y'all want to say that I was long-term unemployed, nigga, I was working since I was 11 cutting grass. Right, from my parent, from my uncle, my great uncle. Then I got a job at Taco Bell. And from Taco Bell, I went to Walmart. Right? And y'all don't need to know all my business, because it ain't none of your business. Right? But just know, a nigga been getting to the money since he was young. But the thing is, I want y'all wealth. I'm tired of being on the back end. I'm tired of scraping and scrapping. I'm the first generation of my family that's living in a somewhat decent brick house. Right? My dad grew up in the projects. Nigga. And before that, it was one of those slave houses. And before that, it was a slave house. So you're not gonna sit up here and say this and that when really y'all been eating off of 400 and something years of free labor and wealth, nigga. This ain't right, and you know it ain't right. Poverty. My dad made what? Anywhere from $80,000 to $120,000 a year, and he was making more money independent, and they made him start working with these doctors, from what I'm told. Right? My dad was going to be a doctor, and a white person told him some nigger stuff, and he dropped out. Or he started to go and pursue being a surgical assistant and a physician's assistant. Right? But the thing is, he knew as much as these doctors. And he would do stuff while these doctors go off, while these doctors do other stuff, this, that, and the third. He done told me certain stories. He done told me certain stuff. I know what these people really do. They'll for some money, these people will have surgery on you and mess up your brain. They did it to my cousin Tyron that's dead. Right? These people will have surgery on you and kill you for a check. These people don't care about you. Most of these people don't care about you. They want their money. And they ran by a group of people that want their money. It's all for the love of money. The love of money is the root of all evil. Right? Poverty. Homelessness. Right? You've been through so much all your life. And you on the street all your life. And they got people with billions of dollars. Millions of dollars. Billions and millions of dollars. And they ain't giving you a doggone thing. They see you on the street. Right? Instead of making homes for these peoples, you telling them they got to get off the street or they're going to be put in jail or whatever. Right? Exploitation and victimization are commonly correlated with schizophrenia. Just because someone's dealing with trauma and doesn't know how to express it doesn't mean that they're crazy. Let's get that straight. Some people just need love, care, and compassion. Some people need to be delivered from demons. And y'all people know this, and y'all hide the spiritual aspects behind medicine. because y'all just want to make up money and y'all just want to check. You wicked, evil people. Right? Compared to the general population, people with schizophrenia have a higher suicide rate, about 5% overall. I'm not suicidal. I'm not going to kill myself. I know that that is a sin, to commit murder and to kill yourself. Now, I don't know how the Most High will treat certain people that was, demons was talking in their ear, this, that, and the third. But I know one thing. I have a strong mind. The Most High gave me a strong mind and a sound mind. Right? Taking myself out this world that's wicked and that owes me money. I'm not conceited or narcissistic because I come from a group of people that were slaves. I'm speaking facts. I don't feel that the world owes me, this, that, and the third. No, I'm saying y'all literally, by facts, by definition, owe a nigga. Right? I'm not going to commit suicide and take myself out the game just because the cards that I got dealt with weren't in my favor. No, I'm going to keep playing, and hand by hand, I'm going to get the upper hand, and I'm going to win. Right? And more physical health problems, leading to an average decrease in life expectancy by 20 years. This is why you see certain porn stars commit suicide and die at an early age, and they usually have schizophrenia because they have multiple partners and soul ties and demons and spirits in them, and they're fighting with different personalities because they've been connected to different people. But they don't tell you about stuff like this. They don't tell you about being promiscuous, but the Bible does. The Bible tells you, do you not know that when you have sex with a prostitute, you become one with a harlot, and a harlot has many partners. So that's why it's important who you are yoked with, and do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. This is deep, right? This is very deep. In 2015, an estimated 17,000 deaths were linked to schizophrenia. That's a shame. And I blame the medical field, and I blame this government. I blame the system. I blame the people that are the progenitors. I blame the people that keep this system going the way it's been going. I blame you. You are the problem. You are the problem, not us. Not the people that go through stuff, that go through trauma, that are put in certain situations, right? I blame the government. I blame the medical field industry, society, TV, the programming, the broadcasting, the spell casting that y'all do. Right? What we see, what we watch, what we listen to is important. It's eye gates and ear gates and access ways. I'm not being super deep and spiritual with you. I'm being very broad. Because I could go very super deep and spiritual with you, but I don't need to do that right now. I just wanted to give you an explanation of what they have their schizophrenia, psychosis, psychotic, mania, all this other stuff by their definition. And I want to let you know personally that Avery Alexander Hadley is not one of them, respectfully and disrespectfully, however you want to take it, right? Just because a nigga's owed reparations from his descendants being aboriginals and indigenous people are even brought over here by slave ships. But I know one thing, I'm the seed. I'm of the seed. I'm one of the people with the woolly hair that could turn to locks that's mentioned in the Bible. I'm the people with the woolly hair with the brown skin. Judah is black upon us. My skin is black upon me. In Job, throughout the Bible, Song of Solomon, Lamentations, Jeremiah. Even in Revelation, when it talks about the Messiah and the color of his skin, right? This book, that the Bible is a historical book and a spiritual book. It's history about past, present, and future. It talks about the Israelites, the Most High's chosen people. It talks about the Gentiles. It talks about how through the fall of the Israelites, the Gentiles receive access to the kingdom. This is very deep, right? It talks about divination and evil and wickedness and spirits and all this other stuff. But yet, somehow we've come to a point in society where nothing needs to be spiritual, or if it is spiritual, it's new age and demonic and satanic, and that's okay. But anything talking about this Bible and believing in the Most High and the Most High's Son, accepting him as your master and savior, and walking in the fruit of the spirit, walking in the spirit and not walking in the flesh and doing all the things of the flesh, now it's a problem. Right. I see through it. I see through it all. Right. Many people may be deceived by your pharmakia, by your deception, right? By Satan. He's the deceiver, right? And some of y'all are minions and children of darkness, children of pride, Antichrist, Messiah, evil, wicked. And you're either going to repent, be humbled, or you're going to perish, be cut off, and be destroyed and burning in a lake of fire eternally. Either you're going to have everlasting life, or you're going to burn eternally and be separated from the Most High eternally with Satan and his demons, the false prophet, the beast. It's up to you, to be honest. I know my name is in the book of life. I could care less about this world. Right. These people don't do right by me. The Most High is going to do right by me, and he's going to give vengeance, and I'm gonna take honor. I'm not going to take honor. I'm going to give honor, and I'm going to give praise to him for what he's done in my life and through my life. Right. You want to call me crazy and this, that, and the third because of what I believe in, but your satanic and occultish and gay stuff that y'all push upon people is cool. In the last days, they're going to call right wrong and wrong right. Beware of it. I'm out. I done said what I need to say. This is going to be the second upload of the series. This probably going to be it unless I get different instruction on what to do, what to say, this, that, and the third. Y'all be blessed.